Our Big Ten Network coverage of the 2014 Final Four continues here on semifinal Saturday. We're in Dallas. Dave Revsine, Jim Jackson, Steve Bardo, and, of course, the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, John Beilein, kind enough to spend a few minutes with us. Coach, I want to break down the games in a few minutes with you, but first, your team, an incredible story this year with everything that you lost, with the injury to Mitch McGarry. I know you would have loved to have been playing here this weekend, but what's as you've had a week now to reflect a little bit on it, what are you thinking?
I mean, I tweeted that, and I don't tweet much, but I'm so blessed to have this team, Team 98, was just, it's why we all get into coaching. I mean, I can't remember times we go into practice where everybody didn't want to practice. I mean, it's hard when you go through the long season that we go through, just tremendous young men that want to get better. And they really were connected. This was the team that I think that 1 through 15, I mean, loved each other. And when you get those things, you know it's special, and it can make you overcome a lot of obstacles.
Coach, does that speak to the growth of Nick Stauskas? Not just from a game perspective, but from a leadership perspective on how he was able to do that.
It's Jimmy, that's a great question because he started to step up a little bit. Glenn Robinson, both of them naturally are quieter, and they began to speak up more in huddles. Tim Hardaway, Trey Burke, and our walk-ons from last year, our 5 seniors, were tremendous, very vocal in the positive direction of our program. That was a big void. That was our biggest concern. And Nick and Glenn really did a wonderful job with, of course, Jordan Morgan and John Horford. Jordan took the team on his back in a way we never expected.
Right.
Coach, I'm going to transition a little bit, and we were talking yesterday. You had a very interesting point about how you thought the outcome of the Kentucky-Wisconsin game was going to go.
You're going to call me out on that?
No, I just want to ask your opinion. We can keep our conversation private.
It is a very biased opinion.
Okay, that's
fine. Very
fine.
biased opinion. But I just love Wisconsin's team. I mean, I just love them. I mean, we were fortunate enough to go up and beat them when they were in a little bit of a funk. And when they came to Ann Arbor, where we're pretty tough to beat in Ann Arbor, I mean, it was we came back a little bit, but I mean, it was 15-2 before we could turn around. And just watching Kaminsky grow, watching the guards play, I mean, they have it down. Now they can't have one of those days where they have a bunch of in and out shots.
Okay.
But they're going to be a challenge. As good as Kentucky is, and they're obviously very, very talented with a great coach, they're going to have trouble guarding having that patience that Wisconsin has, and then scoring against Wisconsin. It will be more of a challenge than probably they've had all year.
Coach, it seemed like in the game, you did an excellent job of moving the size. What does Wisconsin have to do to kind of emulate kind of what you were able to do and have some success?
Well, I think the two things, offensively, you have exactly, and they have with Kaminsky, Wisconsin has a three-point shooter, which we don't have at that position. So that the pick and pop, just the spacing when they go 5 out and they're posting up a guard is going to be difficult for everybody, let alone 18-year-old. I don't care if the McDonald's All-Americans, 18 years old, they not guarded a three-point shooter who can also take you inside with Kaminsky. He's going to be a key in it, but you're not going to, the other thing that Wisconsin will do better than us is they will stay connected and box out. Their big thing is not get the big man get weak side rebounds. That was a weakness with us in that game. We should have been stronger. Wisconsin will do that because I think if we would have done that better, we could have won that game.
Well, did that come from a little bit of too much dribble penetration?
Yeah. And where Wisconsin does not give help, they will not give as much help, so they won't be as off. But their big men do not give help until the last moment, and they stay connected. We call it a Velcro. Stay on your guy, make him score a tough 2. He's going to score an easy 2 if you come off and leave the rebounder. Make them get a tough 2. Wisconsin is the best in the business, maybe of all time, of making people score tough 2s. And that's what Kentucky's going to have to do today.
All right.
So, Coach, take us through Final Four Saturday. And you've gotten past all the media obligations. You've gotten your young men to this point. What is today like in leading up to the games?
Actually, today is like any other day. It is really a good day to get your team ready to play. It is very much like a regular game. The biggest challenge, and we hope we have this challenge with Wisconsin is tomorrow, we went, and that was playing, after we beat Syracuse, get home at 2 a.m. in the morning, and they got you with a shoot-around at 1, and then all of a sudden, and you have all these media obligations, you aren't ready to practice that next day.
Right.
Yeah.
If I had to do it over again, I would say, I'm going to go, we're not using that shoot-around, we're going to get to high school at 9 o'clock at night when the games will be played and do our stuff then. It
Okay.
is really, it was difficult turnaround for us because of the media obligation. I mean, and we also had that day, we had Trey Burke getting 2 different awards. The coaches have to be at the NABC, the award ceremony. There is a lot more to it. So I think today, well, Bo knows what he's doing today. I mean, I'm really a big Wisconsin fan today. I mean, but that's the way it should be in our league. I mean, we're rooting for them like crazy, and it couldn't happen to a better program and a better coaching staff, and it'd be exciting if they get this win today.
There's so many parallels between Bo's career and your career. I mean, kind of working your way up.
He's so much older than me, though.
Other than, right, he blazed the trail for you. Right.
We're young guys.
You emulated him,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But seriously, I mean, it is similar, that you were at low levels, that you worked your way up, that you kind of had this reputation in the business as, wow, this guy's a great coach and a grinder who really knows how to get it done, but he hasn't been to the Final Four. He hasn't been to the mountaintop. You don't know what Bo's going through, obviously, but you do know what you went through. What did it mean to have that kind of validation?
It didn't mean anything. I'm telling you. This is
bit.
not. No,
Even
no.
bit.
Here's the only difference, is that this is a different Final Four now than it's ever been, because once you've been here, you want to go back even more. You dream about it. But I'm telling you, and I think, and this may not be every other coach, but I sense Bo's like this as well, is that we didn't get into this business to go to the Final Four. We get into this business to change kids' lives, do what we love, get a paycheck for something that you love to do every single day of your life, and change lives while you do that. And this is like, you know, the dessert, the extra frosting on the cake. And that's what, for me, and I sense Bo's been in it for all those right reasons as well. So it is really good. What it is Kathleen and I are, as we're sitting here and we're going around and we're doing things, they said, this is something we want to get back to so badly, because you've had a taste of it.
Yeah.
You've had a taste of it. And I remember Jim Calhoun telling me that because after they won it, he wanted to win it more again than the first time, once he won the whole thing. So. And if we're in the Big Ten and we can, Michigan and other teams can be at the top of the Big Ten, from now on, for the history of all basketball, you'll be in contention for this. The Big Ten's strong, and it's only getting stronger.
Right.
John Beilein, head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. Thanks so much, Coach. Really appreciate you spending some time.
Great job this year by everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Coach, appreciate it.